you have a capacity to the amount of people that can be in your class. So in other words, you have 6 reformers. You have, on a fitting studio, you can have up to 30 bikes, 40 bikes. So it's not as much of a capacity. And this is where I really think business models similar to Orange Theory and Barry's. Hey there, everyone. Thanks so much for joining me for another episode of Female Empowered. If you're listening to this on the podcast, today we are going to talk about the different membership models that you can use in your boutique fitness business and the pros and cons of each of the membership models. And even if you're in physical therapy, I really, really highly encourage people to have a wellness component in their business. So having some sort of wellness offshoot, whether it be Pilates or whether it be yoga or personal training or private training. So I really, really encourage it. It's what I really teach a lot of the business owners. It's helped significantly put Pilates in the Grove, my business, over the 7-figure mark. And I know that we probably would not be over the 7-figure mark without that. So now there is this never-ending debate about really what is better, a membership model or a class package, pay-as-you-go type model. And I don't really believe that there is a better. I believe that better is what's right for you and your business. So what we're really going to talk about today is really the difference in the two different pricing gyms. And I'm going to specifically talk about boutique fitness, which is a little bit different than your traditional gym, where people can pay a membership and you can have hundreds of people in there at once. Whereas in most boutique fitness centers, we're a class-based or appointment-based facility. And so, yes, memberships are great, but they're a little different than just having people come in all the time, because you can reach a capacity at some point. All right. So we're going to talk first about the membership model. I used to be a little hesitant with a membership model, especially for a Pilates studio or a spinning studio where you have what's the word I'm looking for? You have a capacity to the amount of people that can be in your class. So in other words, you have 6 reformers. You have, on a fitting studio, you can have up to 30 bikes, 40 bikes. So it's not as much of a capacity. And this is where I really think business models similar to Orange Theory and Barry's were brilliant, because what they did was they took a smaller footprint, right, where they have people that are on the floor first and then switch to the treadmills. So you can get double the amount of people in and flop them halfway over. And if you think about it, if you're selling a $40 a class, and you can get 40 people in to a class, because you can get 20 on the floor and 20 on the treadmills, you're making $1,600 an hour per class. You have 10 classes a day, it's $16,000 a day. It's a brilliant, brilliant business model. So kudos to them out there. So basically with the membership model, usually you have some sort of monthly or annual membership. It's the most traditional pricing model, I would say, in a lot of boutique fitness and a lot of industries. Basically what happens in the membership model is a client pays a fixed amount in order to access your gym or studio. So at Pilates in the Grove, we have memberships, and we have an 8-class membership, a 12-class membership, and a 20-class membership. We did away with our unlimited memberships during COVID because we had to reduce class size. And so we really couldn't have people that were coming in, 6 times, 7 times a week on those memberships, because we didn't have the space for it at that time. And this was my initial hesitancy into going into memberships, because I thought people would not be able to get into classes, and then they would be upset that they have this membership model they're paying for and not be able to get into classes. That didn't actually not happen. So a lot of times people will pay more for a shorter membership. So in other words, if you have a month-to-month membership, and let's say that's just for regular numbers, these are not numbers that I see across the board in boutique fitness businesses, but say it's $100 a month for 4 classes and you do month to month. If you do a 3-month commitment, maybe it's $75 a month. If you do a year-long commitment, maybe it ends up being $50 a month. So the longer you purchase for, the more time you commit to, usually the price goes down. We have stuck with month to month membership models, and we do annually a paid in full year upfront discount. So if somebody wants the paid in full and they want to get a little discount, they do that. The good thing with a membership model is that you basically use it or lose it. So if someone has 4 classes, they can use up to 4 classes. They cannot use more than 4 classes unless they pay for it. And if they don't use them, they lose them, right? So what you're getting is you can easily calculate how many classes on average people are using. Now, there are always going to be outliers. So there's always going to be people that use all of their classes, but there's also going to be people that don't use all of their classes. And so usually you'll find a mid-range in there, right? The membership model is also really flexible. You can offer promotions like the first month free. You can offer first 2 weeks free. You can offer, like I said, an incentive to renew your membership before it's over, or you can offer an incentive to pay for the year in full to get a little bit of a discount. And so one of the great things about memberships is they're easy to track. They're recurring payments, so they're on auto pays. So it really drives recurring revenue. So in our business, for example, I know that every month I'm getting about $25,000 to $30,000 in recurring revenue. My goal is to get up to about $50,000 in recurring revenue every month. That guarantees me that I'll be at over $500,000 for the end of the year. You can say, like, I want $5,000 in recurring revenue every month, and you can grow from there. So that's the beauty of memberships, is they're coming in. You don't have to remind people of it. It's on an auto pay. It just set it and forget it type thing. So those are the beauty. It also helps keep clients accountable. It helps keep them consistent in coming. Lastly, it also usually is a lower barrier to entry. And you're going to see that now when we talk about class pack models or pay-as-you-go models. So class packages usually refer to selling packages of classes such as 10, 5, 20, 25, or pay-as-you-go. Basically, we call them drop-in rates usually. So drop-in rates are the most expensive. You can see them in boutique fitness anywhere from 30, 40, 45. I've even seen $50 drop-in rates. And then you go down from there. So you can buy a package of 10 for $250. You can buy a package of 20 for $400. It's really important that you understand what your metrics are. It's really why I highly encourage people, do not just pull a random number out of your ass from thin air. There should be a method behind your madness. Okay. So if you know you need to make X amount, then that should be your lowest package rate, and all the rates go up. The problem is most people start at the top and then go down. You should start from if it's your 10 class card, then that should be the lowest rate you should charge and move up from there. Okay. So let's take, for example, in our business in Pilates in the Grove, we have a 10 class card for $350. Okay. We sell a 12 class membership for $299. So they're getting more classes at less money. We also sell an 8 class membership for $199. So they're getting significantly lower barrier to entry and only 2 classes less. So it's a way, that's really what we use to sell the memberships. And we just explain to people, if you're going to be consistent and coming, and again, this is where it's important to know, what are the goals of your clients and customers? Are they going to be coming 2 to 3 times a week? Those people are really geared towards memberships. It's going to be a lower barrier to entry. It's going to keep them consistent. If people want to go to a variety of different studios or they travel a lot, for me, for example, I don't love memberships because my schedule changes so much. I'm willing to pay the higher price points to have a class package. So I have a little bit more control over my schedule. Okay, so the difference is class packages and pay as you go are appealing to clients who, again, like I said, want to go to a variety of gyms. Maybe we're seeing more and more now people belonging to a couple different boutique fitness studios rather than one big box gym. And so class packages may be beneficial for that, right? It also requires not too much commitment, right? You can do 10 classes in 6 months. So, but again, what they're going to pay is a little higher. So what you're giving them, the value you're giving them is that they can choose when they do the classes. They're not under a limit. And most people are willing to pay a higher price point for that. I encourage people to have a combination of both. And this is again where your whoever is doing your sales system, whoever is doing your sales, whether it's your instructors, your administrators, you have a dedicated salesperson, they should really be having this conversation with new clients. What are your goals? Do you plan to come in regularly? If so, I would recommend this 8-class membership, and this is why. If you don't think you're going to be coming regular only once a week, then my recommendation would be do a group class package. Okay. The other benefit is a lot of times you can share a group class package with a daughter, a son, a house, a spouse, and you don't share memberships. Okay. The nice thing with memberships is you can also do value add. So in our studio, we do, if you sign up for a membership, you actually get access to our on-demand classes for free. You get access to our live streaming classes for free. It doesn't cost us anything because we're doing our on-demand and live streaming regardless of how many people show up. So those are ways that you can add value to a membership benefit. Okay. Customers, like I said, are usually willing to pay a premium if they want to have more flexibility. And that's where the class packages come in. For sure, selling packages and memberships is definitely a way to enhance your students' experience, right? Rather than just drop in rates and pay as you go single sessions. They're more likely, people that have package are more likely to make their practice a habit and more likely to become a loyal and engaged client, which is what we ultimately want for everything, okay? It's also helped streamline the process. We're now living in a very digital world, and it's really important to consider how to make it as easy as possible for students to enroll in your offerings. Having class packages where they don't have to think about it, having memberships where they can have online registration, where they don't have to be carrying money around with them. You don't have to be worrying about taking payments every time they come. They can simply check out your offering, click register, and then they're in. This is another really, really amazing way to remove any potential barriers and can be a real, real big boom for your business. Okay. So once again, I don't think there is a right answer. I don't think there is a wrong answer. I love the membership model because it does provide us with recurring revenue, and we can do great kind of value adds for those VIP clients. But we also have the class package offer as well for people that travel. You know, we're in Miami, we have seasonality down here. And so we want to offer that for people, but it is at a little bit of a higher price point. And that's kind of how we sell it. So right there, like those are the breakdowns of the different types of membership models you can have for your boutique fitness business. If you have any questions, I would invite you to reach out to me. You can DM me over on Instagram at Krista Gurka. If you are the owner of a boutique fitness center and you have a membership model or a class package model and you have opinions about one or the other, I would love to hear your feedback. I'd love to start a conversation. Again, you can DM me on Instagram. And if you're interested in learning more about how you can infuse these into your physical therapy practice, then I encourage you to go to my Instagram bio and set up a discovery call with me and see if you are interested in joining one of our group coaching programs, which is filled with female business owners just like yourselves that are looking for ways to streamline, build recurring revenue in their business, and grow a sustainable business that doesn't run you into the ground. All right. So that's all I got for you for now. I mean, it wasn't short and sweet, but I hope it brought some value to you. And like I said, if you have any questions, drop them in the chat, DM me. And until next time, my friends, bye for now.